today we're going to talk about cultivating confidence, which, can you guys see it now? Yeah? Give me a thumbs up or head nod. Okay, good. Okay, so today we're talking about cultivating confidence. I thought that this would be a good topic for everybody because I think that it can work, or I think it's applicable for coaches no matter how long you've been a coach, whether you're new or whether you've been around for a while. And I think it's applicable to challenge groups or to just making, sales, to sharing your own story, or also to building your team and helping other people get started as well. So that's what we're going to dive into a little bit today. But first, let's talk about this is like our team pride slide. I finally got our new numbers for last month, and we moved up to number 269, and that is now out of well over 200,000. So that's pretty exciting. That was a big jump. I think we were 330 last month. So that was a pretty legit jump up, which is really exciting. As of, before the summer, I don't know, May, June, we weren't even ranked. So to go from not even ranked out of 200,000 to 269 is pretty incredible. And that number is really just a reflection of you guys. It really doesn't have much to do with me because it's all based on what you guys are doing as a team. So I think that's pretty incredible. Okay, moving on. So our Success Club qualifiers so far this month, we have Lisa coming in at 6, which is really awesome. Now I know there were a bunch of you reading at 4, and so if I have your name on 4 and you actually sold enough challenge packs to have hit Success Club 5, the points just weren't showing up yet, will you private message me and let me know, because I don't want you to miss out on the prize for this month, which was for everybody who would hit Success Club by this week. So if you actually have the points, go ahead and message me. So for Christina and Vanessa, and even some of you all that are on here with 2, if you guys had enough, go ahead and I'll count it. Because I know it takes a few days sometimes for the system to update. But we have so many people on the board and a lot of new people and a lot of coaches that are 2 levels down from me, which is really exciting. Those I call y'all my grand coaches, because it means that success is being duplicated from one generation of coaches to the next, and that's really what this is about, is helping other people succeed. So that is just showing that our team is paying that kind of success forward each generation that keeps adding, and that is something that is really, really, really cool and exciting to see. So this is a really good board. We're only halfway through the month, so there's tons of time if you're not on the board to get on the board, and if you are on the board to qualify for Success Club 5 or Success Club 10 this month, which is really awesome. If you don't know what that is, it's in your new coach training. We talk about it a lot, and you can feel free to ask questions about it in the group. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about cultivating confidence. I wanted to start by just kind of laying a foundation about confidence, why we can feel confident in what we're doing as Beachbody coaches, kind of in all different areas. So the things that I think of when I think of why I can feel confident as a coach, the number one primary thing is because our products work, and they can actually change lives when people are using them right and when, they need that sort of help. So for me, for example, the products did change my life. I went from not being able to lose weight, struggling with all kinds of health struggles and just feeling horrible emotionally, just not being in a good spot with my own self-confidence, my own body image, and being just so frustrated that nothing I was doing was working, that I was just ready to give up on myself, and that's a bad spot to be in. So Beachbody products were basically just the tools that enabled this incredible change in my life. Now, are Beachbody products the only workout products that will ever work to help people lose weight? No. There are lots of ways for people to lose weight, to get healthy. But for some people who struggle with other ways, like going to the gym or just running on their own, or if just diet and exercising on their own just isn't enough for them, they need something more systemized, this is incredible. And the great thing about this is that we are our own best advertising for this. I mean, it really takes a lot of that kind of skeezy weight loss vibe that can happen with a lot of companies, because you guys see advertisements for weight loss things all the time. These like lose weight fasts without having to do anything kind of advertisements. People are inundated with them. And the truth is that stuff doesn't work. What really works is consistently exercising and eating healthy and giving your body the nutrition it needs. And that is exactly the tools that Beachbody provides people. So there is a lot of confidence in that. The great thing about being a coach is that you can share your own story as like your number one source of information. It's like an unending stream of validation for this topic, because as you go on in your own journey, you have your own progress to share. I mean, no matter what that is, from losing weight to feeling better to getting healthier to better skin, more energy, working on your strength and endurance, all kinds of goals and challenges that you can be sharing with people and using that to inspire others and help instill confidence in them that these things are actually going to work. So many people are so wary of weight loss programs because they've tried so many things in the past that have failed. So to see someone that they know personally in their life, that they can see as a human being, and someone that they know and care about and trust, seeing that person change because of this is a huge testament. And so you can have a lot of confidence in that, especially if you have your own progress and your own transformation that you're able to share. I mean, nothing beats that. No one can look at me and say that I didn't lose the weight doing this stuff. I mean, it's evident. There's no way for people to misinterpret this. I was 70 pounds heavier than I am now. Like that's just what happened, and this is what I did. So I can say with 100% confidence and conviction that this stuff worked for me, and I fully believe that it can work for other people just the same way it did for me. Second, in relation to the business side of things. So if you're a coach that has a goal of building a team of coaches, then you need to have confidence in the business model. And as new coaches, that can be difficult because you just haven't been in the business model very long, and you may not feel super confident about it. But this company has an incredible track record that you can stand on until you have your own kind of journey as a leader or your own business success to start talking about. Our company has had growth every single year. We're always in the positive, and that growth is actually really phenomenal growth. The coaching opportunity, as all of you guys know, it's only $40 to start. Our startup costs for the potential of owning a multi-million-dollar business is almost baffling by how small it is. And as far as other multi-level marketing companies, our startup cost is really, really, really low. We don't have to buy hundreds or thousands of dollars of a startup kit. We don't have to house products and buy all of that stuff to have on hand. We don't have to do any of that stuff. We literally just have to sign up for $40. And if you buy a challenge pack and do it at the same time, you don't even have to pay that. So then you can do it for free. And that's it. Then it's just the $15 a month to have all of that business stuff that Beachbody takes care of, like our online office and our websites and the ordering and invoicing and shipping and returns and all of that kind of stuff that they deal with, so we don't have to. That's all that we have to pay for. That's just insane. It's mind-boggling that that's all the barrier to entry that there is. There's really, really low overhead as far as businesses go. If you really think of this as I am starting my own business, like outside of coaching, fitness, whatever, just in the realm of business and entrepreneurship, this is insane that you can start a business, be given this much training and tools, and have this little overhead and startup costs. This is unmatched anywhere else. Nowhere else can you start businesses for this little amount of money. Also, the incredible potential that we have as coaches for really fast growth. I mean, there's not any limitations put on you. Your growth is not determined by my growth. Every single one of you on our team, in our downline, can surpass me. You don't have to wait for me to get promoted for you to get promoted. It's not like that. It's not like other jobs. You literally are unlimited by anybody else around you. The only thing that limits you is yourself. And that is a really amazing opportunity. And this is something that's specific to our team and the family of coaches that we're in, but we have incredible trainings. And Beachbody, even outside of that, has incredible trainings available. And these are trainings that have been created by the business, passed on to the leaders, refined by them, refined over time, and just handed down and handed down and handed down until they're the best possible versions to help you learn the fastest way and the most efficient way. And you get all of that just given right to you. And that's something to be really excited and proud of. And then lastly, you have a solution. So there are people out there who are stuck. They're stuck in a body that they can't seem to get control of. They're stuck in a vicious cycle of feeling bad about themselves and then self-medicating with food or alcohol or whatever, and then feeling worse about themselves, and the cycle continues. They're stuck in jobs where they can't feel like they're making a difference, or like they're part of a community, or like they're part of something bigger than themselves. They're stuck in positions where they don't have room to move forward or advance. They're just stuck there. They can't get raises, they can't get promoted just because of the way that their company is. They're stuck under mounds of credit card debt. They feel like they can't get out of this hole that they're in and that there's nothing for them to do, or they feel like no matter how hard they work and spin their tires, they're never getting ahead. And we have something that can help people that are in those situations. Now, is this a perfect fit for every single person out there? No. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. But for some people, this is the key. This is the missing link, the perfect situation for them, and it can absolutely change their circumstances completely. And that is something that is really exciting and something that you can be really confident about when you're talking about your own journey and your own dreams and what you want to do with this and who you want to help. So let's talk a little bit about how to boost your confidence. Whether you're a brand new coach or a coach who's been around for a little while, whether you're a coach who's having an amazing time or maybe a coach who's just having a rough week and you need a little boost, here are some kind of tried and true confidence boosters that you can do to kind of help yourself feel a little bit better. So number one, take care of you. As a Beachbody coach especially, this is paramount. One of the 3 vital behaviors, which are basically just the actions that Beachbody says that you should do every day as a coach to be successful, is to be a product of the product. Now, what that means to me is that you take care of yourself and you have authenticity as a coach, meaning you are actually doing the things that you're trying to tell other people to do or inspiring other people to do. Now, this seems kind of brainless, like, yeah, duh, of course I would be doing that. But you'd be surprised. In other companies and other businesses, that's not always the case. That is a necessary thing. But for us, it is so, so important. If you are not doing your workouts and drinking your Shakeology and eating clean, getting enough water, getting enough sleep, it's going to wear on you, and you're not going to be able to give your best to other people. You're also not going to have as good of a transformation or as good of a story about your own health and what this company and the tools that it has can do for you if you're not actually using them consistently. And what a lot of the time that happens is people sign up as a coach, and they get really excited about the business side of things, and they dive in, and they're so overwhelmed because they just want to be successful, and they want to learn everything. They want to help the people that sign up under them, and they forget to prioritize themselves in that mix, and they fall kind of off. Their energy starts waning. Maybe they kind of lose some of their progress, some of their, some of the definition or weight loss that they've worked for. Maybe it creeps back in, and then it starts this horrible cycle where now they start to feel not so good about themselves, and they don't want to post about this stuff anymore, or they're embarrassed that maybe they fell off the healthy train themselves, and they're trying to be a coach, but they feel like they're not actually doing a good job of it themselves, and it paralyzes them. They feel like they can't talk about this anymore, and then their business comes to a standstill. So to avoid that whole negative situation, always remember to prioritize your self-care. So that means that every single day, before you take care of your challengers, before you take care of the coaches under you, you're prioritizing taking care of yourself. Getting your workout in, making sure you're getting enough sleep, making sure you're eating healthy, because you are your number one marketing as a coach. How you're feeling, how you're doing, that is the number one thing that inspires other people. That's why you got into this in the first place. So if nothing else is going right, go back to that bare minimum basic of taking care of yourself. Next, get your learn on. So get educated. A lot of the times, people don't feel confident because they feel like they can't answer the questions that people might ask them, and they get paralyzed with this fear. So then they don't even want to talk about it because they're afraid of these questions that may or may not come in, and they get stuck. So a great way to combat that is to learn. As a coach, there are all kinds of amazing trainings available to you on our team from Beachbody, but then also there's a wealth of information from the leaders in the company that's just available online if you just Google. You can find all the leaders in the company's YouTube channels, and they have all kinds of tutorial videos. You can find blog posts about it. We have our TeamBTFP new coach training. We have a 10-day to Emerald training. We have an Emerald to Diamond training. All of these are things you can get plugged in with to help you learn. And then if you want more, you can go onto your Coach Online office and go through the Coach Training Academy, which just kind of goes through even more of those kind of foundational things. And if you are, feeling not very confident about a specific area, like maybe you get a lot of Shakeology questions and you just feel like, oh, I don't know enough about really all the ingredients to answer people confidently. So then just go and start researching them. Get your Shakeology bag, turn it over, look at the ingredient list, start Googling maca root, like all the chia seeds, all the different stuff that's in it, and figure out exactly what that means for you and figure out ways that you'll be able to communicate it. So if you're feeling really not confident talking to people, then start doing a little education. Start taking responsibility for your own knowledge about Beachbody stuff. Next, there's this old saying, do the thing, basically, and it just means that you have to just do it. The old saying is do the thing and you'll have the power. And it just means that you have to actually do it. So a lot of the time, getting started is the hardest part. You guys all know that from when you made the jump to start your first fitness program. That's the scariest part, is making that decision to commit to it and then actually waking up that first day and jumping in, because you don't feel awesome yet and you don't have success yet or results yet. You're just going on. So it's kind of the same thing with coaching. So maybe you're really afraid to share that you're a coach now. Maybe you're afraid to invite people to a challenge group. Maybe you're afraid to invite people to become coaches. And that fear can paralyze you. And the longer you put off doing it, the bigger and bigger and bigger it gets, until it's like this big elephant in the room. And now it's become this whole situation when really it wasn't that big of a deal to begin with. And I know everybody's scared about messing up or doing something stupid. So let me tell you, you are probably going to mess something up. You're probably going to say something stupid, and it's not going to be the end of the world. Your business isn't going to shut down. Your friends aren't going to tell you they hate you and they never want to talk to you again. So just give yourself a little bit of grace to allow yourself to learn and make mistakes. You will get better every single time you do it. The first times that I sent out messages inviting people to challenge groups, I did really stupid things, like I wrote the wrong price in it, or I wrote the wrong person's name for the email, or I left out really vital information, or I told people stuff in the wrong order and confused them. I did all kinds of stupid stuff. But I got better at it. Now I could invite someone to a challenge group and tell them all about the details in my sleep without even thinking about it and without even being nervous, because I've done it so many times and I've figured out the ways to do it that I'm good at and that feel good for me and that work. And the same thing will happen to you, but you have to actually do it. So you have to actually tell people that you're a coach and start talking about it. You have to actually invite people to challenges and go through the process of talking to them about it. You have to actually invite people to become coaches and go through the process of getting them signed up and getting them started. And the more that you do it, the better and better you'll get, and your confidence will just grow exponentially. But you have to start by doing it. Okay, next, do a good deed. So this is kind of the more positive version of something that one of my creative mentors told me, which I'm going to tell you. She told me, if you're scared shitless, do something that scares the shit out of you. And it was basically like this joke that when you're paralyzed with fear, you need to just get outside and do something completely different, just, to get outside of that kind of block. So this is kind of the positive side of that. Do a good deed. So if you're feeling really not confident in your coaching business, just as an inspiration or in any sort of healthy living thing, just figure out something that you could do that's a good deed. Maybe it's just giving some sort of really great information away online to your followers. Maybe it's helping a friend meal plan. Maybe they're not a challenger. Maybe they want nothing to do with Beachbody, but they're having a really hard time and you're good at it. So you just say, hey, let's hang out. We'll get coffee and I'll totally help you get your stuff finished for the week. Give away helpful tips to your niche market. Like if your niche market is new moms and you have some tips that you've learned along the way, just give those away for free. Help a friend get started with a challenge, help a new coach get started, just kind of pour into them some resources and some time. Do something good, and that will actually boost your confidence. It's kind of the same thing like when you go and you do any sort of philanthropic activities. They always say like you end up getting more out of it than the people that you're helping, and a lot of the times that's true for across the board whenever you're doing anything that's selfless. So just get out there and pay something nice forward. It will make you feel amazing and get you out of your funk. Number 5, get organized. So a surefire way to create confidence is to have all your ducks in a row. If you have, links here and there and sticky notes here and 5 different notepads with people's names that you're talking to scattered all over the place, and you just feel so chaotic and flustered that you sit down at your desk and the thought of trying to even get started at Beachbody overwhelms you, and then someone sends you a message and you're like, I don't know where this information is. It would just be so much better for you to get organized. So some of the things that I do, and I am not a super organized personality, so I'm not even as organized as some people, but some of the really simple basic things you can do is to use the business activity trackers that are available in our files section. If you're a newbie coach, there's a really simple one where you just track 3 things, your own vital behaviors, and just talking to people, getting out there, putting yourself out there. If you are an emerald or above, there's a more advanced tracker that tracks a little bit more business-specific things for you. Use that to help you stay organized. Use Evernote or Dropbox or Google Docs and put all of the important files that you need for Beachbody there so that no matter where you are, whether you're out on your phone, whether you're at your laptop, whether you're on a friend's computer, you can access all that information. So in Google Docs, I have all of my different challenge assignments. I have all of my training documents. I have a bunch of information documents. I have all of my direct links. All of that kind of stuff is all in one place so that I can access it from anywhere at any time, and I always know where it is. Super helpful. Last, assume that people love you. Now, I know that this sounds really silly, but negative self-talk will just eat away at your confidence. And a lot of the times we get worried about stuff that's not even a reality. So rather than neurosing over the post and thinking that everybody thinks you're salesy or everybody's annoyed by you or everyone's gonna, hate that you're talking about health and fitness, just assume that complete opposite. Assume the positive side. Assume that the best possible outcome is going to happen. Assume that people love your posts, that they're super inspired by them, and that when you are putting them out there, you're affecting people in a positive way. Assume that your family and friends are all going to be super supportive. Assume that the content that you share, if you say something funny or witty, or if you post a photo, that people are just going to totally dig it. And start replacing all of that negative self-talk with positive self-talk, and you'll see that your confidence starts to grow. Okay, let's move on. I want to show you some examples of really, really, really great confidence with the business, kind of in all different areas from the masters. So let's start with Lindsay Matway. She is one of our masters, obviously. She's the top coach. And this was her, you guys, this was her first ever post about being a Beachbody coach. Now, I know it's tiny and I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but you can look through this in the video or in the slides and read it for yourself. It's ridiculous. She basically in here states that she's going to change her life. She's going to be a huge success. She's going to be like at the top of the company. And this was literally when she first started. And then she flat out invites all of her friends and family to join her in this opportunity. Now, this is some lady balls, you guys. She was not afraid at all. She saw the potential and she knew what she wanted to do with it. And she unapologetically shared that. And look at the success that she's had. There is something to be said for having unshakable confidence. Now, did some people look at this and think that she'd probably lost her head? Maybe. But who cares at this point, right? She's top coach. She's totally changed her life. She has totally changed their financial situation. She has changed the life for her daughter and her daughter's future and her family. So what's to be afraid of? I want you guys to, whenever you get a chance, go through and read this because it's incredible. Next, this is Brittany Leggett. Brittany Leggett is actually one of the top 10 coaches right now, but she has only been a coach for 2.5 years, maybe. She has risen really, really, really quickly. And one of the things that I love about her is that she has this like really beautiful way of being humble, but like crazy confident all in one post. So I loved this one that she posted, which was an invitation to a coach training. So she was basically, looking for new people to mentor and sign up as coaches and then get started. And this is her quote: "I am graciously confident that I can teach you how to build massive success with Beachbody, which turns into massive freedom and blessing." That is a bold statement. I mean, that is somebody saying, I'm going to help you be successful at this, and I know I can do it. How many of you guys have said something that confident about Beachbody coaching to complete strangers? This was on her blog and on Facebook. That's bold, but don't you feel like if you signed up with Brittany, she would teach you how to be massively successful? That kind of confidence instills confidence in the people that are seeing and reading it. Brittany Leggett has one of the most successful and fastest growing teams of successful people. Like, she's not only successful, she has a ridiculous number of successful people under her. And it's because she has been confident from day one that she can help people be successful, and she does it. She follows through. I love this post. I think it's a really, really cute and, like I was saying, kind of a humble but still super confident way of being bold in telling people that that you can help them be good at this. Okay, moving on. Totally different vibe, totally different style coach. This is Amy Silverman. She is another top 10 coach. She's not in the Bombshell Dynasty. Her group is called Team Set Your Soul on Fire. This was one of her posts. I really dig Amy Silverman's style. It's very different than a lot of other coaches, but I love how she wrote this. So she shared a couple photos of her day, photos of her outside on her computer, her husband cooking, her dog on the sofa, her doing yoga, and she says, "A day in the office with a grateful heart. Couldn't be more proud of my team for moving up to the number 4 spot in the company today. All of us tiny drops of water making one giant ocean that is making waves in the world. Helping thousands get healthy, find freedom, passion, and purpose, all from the comfort of home. Hashtag life by design. Pinch me. Join us. Set your soul on fire." She is oozing confidence in this post. But is it in your face and braggy? No. Like, you look at this and you're like, oh, that's awesome. I want to be able to sit on my deck in my pajama pants and be on the computer too as my job. Like, you identify with this and you think, I want to learn more about this. How can I join this team that's doing so well, right? Like, that is what makes you feel. She's sharing her core mission to help thousands. That's a ballsy claim. She's not like, hey, I just want to help a couple people. She's like, no, I want to help thousands of people. And then she says the perks: work from home, live by design, set your soul on fire. These are exciting things that she's telling people that they can get in on. And it's true, because that is the type of stuff that Beachbody can provide. And that is the feelings that you get when you join like an incredible community of coaches like this. I love that one. Okay, moving on. This one is an invitation to a coach sneak peek group. So we run these groups. We're actually running one later this month. So this is a really good example of how 2 coaches paired up to promote it. Katie Hefner is a top coach. Nikki Johnson is a rising star. And this is an example of how they shared that this business opportunity can change your life, and then they shared how it changed theirs. So you can see in the little purple circle, the top one is basically Katie's like kind of story of change, and the bottom one is Nikki's. So Katie said, from overweight, stressed out retail manager to business owner with total freedom and stay-at-home dog mom. And the bottom one says, from tired and unfulfilled social media manager to fit and happy stay-at-home mama. So this is really cool because they're basically sharing the success that they've had already to this point, and they're sharing how Beachbody has been able to change their life, how the business side of it has. And then if you read the side, the little bar on the side, it just talks about a little bit about what the group is. And I love that they use the verbiage, here's what I can promise, because it is so confident. They're saying, I know that this is how this is going to be, and this is the experience you're going to have with it. And they're just talking about their group, how it's not going to be pressured or salesy or anything like that, and that kind of helps put people at ease. But it's that confidence. Notice how they didn't say, now I know you're probably thinking that this is going to be super salesy, and I'm sorry that, it's going to be 5 days long, and I know that everybody's super busy, and I know that everybody thinks these things are a scam. Like, no, they don't apologize. They're not saying, I'm sorry for this, and they're not putting out a vibe of, you're doing me a favor. They're saying, I have something amazing for you. Here's what I can promise you about this group, what the experience you're going to have is going to be, how awesome it's going to be. Here's what we're going to offer to you. Take it or leave it. Like, that's it. And that is confidence. That is beautiful, simple, not pushy, not rude. It's just confident. And that is the kind of thing that draws people in, makes people believe in what you're saying, and makes people believe in you. Okay, another example from our team. This is Alexandria. I love this post that she did. This was just she's a newer coach, and so she's talking about one of her first business victories. She said, "Little victories are amazing. Last month I earned my first paycheck from Beachbody. My mom sent me a letter, and on top of it, she put the sticky note for me. I can't believe how much I've been growing, as well as the support I'm receiving from everyone. These hard-earned paychecks are starting my Christmas fund. If you're interested in helping others as well as working on yourself, let me know. We're better together." And then she puts a bunch of fun hashtags. This is a great example of a way for a new coach to share confidently, because as a new coach, sometimes you may feel like you don't have enough business history. Like, you're not Lindsay Matway, who's been in business for 3 years and made millions. So how are you supposed to be confident? Well, you can be confident in all the little things. Like Alexandra, she's starting saving for Christmas, and Beachbody's helping her do it. And that's awesome. I also love that she shared about how she feels support, because I think that a lot of people as coaches, they just assume that everyone is not going to be supportive. They assume that they're going to be annoying, that their family's not going to believe in them. And, you know, that may be the case. Your family may not really believe in you. You may have to prove them wrong, but there are people who believe in you. If nobody else, it's me and our team. And I love that she shared that there's this support behind her, because there are probably people out there watching Alex thinking, oh, I would love to do that, but I don't have anybody that will believe in me or support me in it. And now they can look at this and go, oh, but Alex has a bunch of support and she has this team that she's part of. Maybe that would be good enough. So this is a great example for how, as a new coach, you can kind of be confident in the little victories that are happening as they come. All right, really quick to wrap up, I want to talk a little bit about doubt, which I call dream cancer. So doubt, and here's some two great quotes that I love. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will, and don't dig up in doubt what you planted in faith. So a lot of the times when you sign up as a coach, you are super excited and starry-eyed and you see all this potential, and sometimes you get instantly paralyzed by fear about, oh my gosh, what if I can't do it? What if nobody likes this? What if nobody joins me? Whatever. Sometimes you can ride high on momentum for a while, and then after a little while it starts to fizzle out and you start to doubt that you can really continue to do this for the long term. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has moments where they doubt. The difference is whether you allow that doubt to build slowly, like dream cancer in your heart, in your soul, in your mind. Nope. I had that moment of doubt, of fear. I felt it. I'm putting it out of my head and I'm moving on, because I know that I can do this, and I know that my team knows that I can do this, and I know that I have a support system that I can use when I do feel weak, and I'm going to keep moving forward. So don't let those negative thoughts start to creep up in your mind, because what happens is they grow and grow and grow until they take over more and more areas, and they become this huge disbelief, and that can kill it. Because when you're doing a job like this, you have to believe in yourself and in this business opportunity and in the tools that you're talking to people about. If you start not believing in it, people are going to pick up on that, and they're not going to believe in it either. You have to believe in it enough for yourself and them in the beginning until they catch on to that belief, and then they start believing it for themselves. But then they're going to have to believe it for themselves and their friends and family for a little while until it catches on. It's like little sparks until a huge wildfire of belief starts to grow. So you have to crush the doubt before it starts to take root anywhere else. Next, cultivating confidence. You don't need to know it all just yet. So don't feel like, I'll just be confident once I know everything. That's when I'll start. You don't have to do that. There is an element of faith to confidence. I love this quote. Faith is all about believing. You don't know how it'll happen, but you know it will. So many times in my life, I've had a big goal or a dream that I've just said, this is going to happen. I don't know when, and I don't exactly know how I'm going to make it happen, but it's going to happen. No matter what, I'm going to figure out a way. And that's where the faith element comes in. I didn't know exactly when I started Beachbody how I was going to make it work with my life, but I figured it out along the way. I just had faith that I would be able to, get through the rough times. I had faith that I would be able to figure out a way to make it work. And then I did. So I think that there's a huge element to just trusting in yourself and trusting that you can do it and having that faith in building confidence. Sometimes that's kind of where it has to start. And then lastly, you guys got this. I know that it can be scary at first. I know that you can falter in your belief in yourself and in your belief in, your dreams and your ability to accomplish them. But the only difference between you and the Amy Silvermans, the Brittany Legettes, the Scotty Hobbs, the Melanie Mitros, the Lindsay Matways is time. That is literally it. They do not have more talent or special skill set or special training or special opportunities afforded to them that you don't have. The only difference is that they have consistently been doing this longer than you have. So if you can consistently keep doing it, you will get to those dreams that you have. You'll get to the points of success that you have laid out for you. You totally have got this.